maybe to share what I'm going to say now in chat section, but in the very end. So hi everyone, welcome to our final session of our second training course, Leadership and Teamwork in Digital Projects. And as you already know, today we are going to be discussing Module 5. And also, I usually do this information like in the very end of the session. But since I will not be here at the end of the session, I'll do this now in the beginning. So when it comes to certificates, that's actually what I want to discuss. In the very end of each of the final session, we usually share post-survey link. As I said last time, and I'm saying now again, for us, it's very important that each participant in the end of this session, we will share with you this link. You need to fulfill this post-survey in order to receive a certificate. So it's very, very important. Also, when it comes to participants who ask me, there are some participants who ask me about modules, like when this should be the deadline, when should we finish all modules online. Usually, like last time on our first training course, we always usually give deadline like after final session, which is today. We'll give it till Sunday to finish all modules online. And then after that, we will proceed and start making official list of people who will receive certificate. When it comes to certificates, usually, like for example, for the first training course, we actually officially finished 2 days ago. We ask for participants from first training course for patients because this is not the only project we are doing. And there's so many people that, like around 50, 60 people who complete the first training course. And we actually finished this week certificates. We're going to share with them Friday or early next week. So also I'm asking for you the same, like patients. Most likely it's going to take 3 or 4 weeks. So let's say like this, after June 15, if you don't hear from us, then you can always send an email asking about certificate if you think that you're qualified for it. So in order to receive certificate, you need to finish post-survey, you need to participate in all 5 sessions, and you need to enroll all modules online. Rules are very simple. And if you think that you did all of this, then you can always text me, send me email after June 15 if you think that you are qualified for certificate, but you didn't receive an email, so you can always send me email directly. So post survey in the end, the deadline is Sunday for modules. So usually it's gonna take 3 or 4 weeks. And yeah, I think that's it. I mentioned everything. I will be here for next maybe 20, 25 minutes. If you have any questions, you can always use chat section. I'll be here reply to you. But in the end, it's gonna be Riyad or Emma or someone from Digiskill Partners. If you have any questions regarding anything, you can always ask them. So Anna, yeah, if you want, you can start with your session.
Sure.
I'm so
Yeah.
sorry for taking
Sure.
these 2 minutes.
It's totally fine. Flexibility is one of the things we've seen in this module. So I'm this training. So we always need to apply it everywhere in real life, in projects. So it's part of the deal. No worries. Thank you, veteran. Okay, last Thursday together. Thanks again to all the partners. Hello, Emma. Thanks for all your support during the session. Thanks, veteran. Riyad, who is somewhere there in the background too. So thank you very much. And all the rest, all the other partners from Kilsa Consulting, Champions Factory, Spin, Professional Women in Business, Czech Republic. Thanks everyone. Okay, also for the trust for having me here. And of course, thanks to the participants. No participants, no projects, no participants, no learning. Okay. We'll be together until 2 p.m. my time, let's say, because we are all spread around the world. So I'm based near Barcelona, so it's 2 p.m. in this part of the world. And the last 5 minutes we'll save them for a survey. It's super important, right, to do the evaluation. So it will be like 50 minutes. And okay, sorry, get distracted. Let me turn off the chat. Okay. Perfect. So today is the last module. It's about reflection. Okay, it's a fifth one. Inclusion and ethical leadership. You have been through the module, okay, or maybe you will until Sunday. So this is not a recap. We're going to do some like small reviews of some what I thought is the most interesting or maybe more relevant that you can apply, and we'll do an activity. Okay, we'll do an activity, no breakout rooms today. Okay, so it will be an individual activity. For the ones who just connected, we're going to need like pen and paper today. Okay, besides the technological part, just something to write and a paper, and it will be something for you. So it can be any type of materials, but pen and paper, please. Okay, so today we're going to explore what kind of digital leader am I becoming? We have 50 minutes, so we'll do an introduction. Okay, so it's not the final solution. It's not something static, but it's something that might be useful for you in the future to keep. Otherwise, I cannot see you. Ah, there you go. Perfect. And this goes like here. Okay, there you go. So leadership is not only about coordinating tasks. Okay, there's a part that is about it, is like the part of managing, the part of like making things work, but it's about creating the environment, the right environment for people to feel safe or comfortable, included, and respected. And we can do it in many different ways. We saw there's a lot of leadership styles. We'll go through that later again, but that's part of the most important. And with this, okay, this is a question I ask is what is one quality for you that makes people feel safe working with the leader? Okay, for you, what is important? And for that, we're going to go to, okay, Mentimeter, please. You can scan the QR code or go to menti.com and write this code that you see here. And tell me, what is one quality that makes people feel safe working with a leader? Or what is a quality you appreciate from a leader that makes you feel safe? Please scan the QR code or go to menti.com. I see you're connecting there. Thank you. And write your word, communication. Thank you. Availability, kindness, open communication, comprehension, inclusion, being straightforward, respectful, availability, respect again, communication in big letters, listening, responsibility, trust. Okay. Communication again, inclusion, the main words. Perfect. Trying to follow. Thanks for the participation. Accountability, approachable, open-minded. A couple of times there too. Openness, respect. Okay. Reliability. Sorry if I missed some. Understanding, trustworthiness, empathy. Okay, but look at your map there. Your map is mainly as a group, okay? Communication, comprehension, responsibility, trust, empathy, inclusion, respect, kindness. And then there's others that are important, maybe more at individual levels or maybe in smaller groups. But we can see that what we consider a leader goes a lot through communication and comprehension, understanding. And those are human skills, human qualities more than managing. None of you said managing or like very proactive or efficient, which might also be part of it. But look, here you focus most of the time in this human interaction, either like with like how they make us feel or in communication or some attitudes that person has. Okay, so thanks for, wait, okay. I think we need some mics muted. Okay, thank you. So this is I'm going to include this map in the presentation so you can have it, okay? This is as a group, as a big group, your map of what a leader, what qualities of a leader make you feel safe or make people in general feel safe. Thank you for that, because that's the start, okay, of our presentation today. Again, going back to leadership, what we did in the first session. So just a small summary. Okay, in sustainable digital youth work, when we talk about leadership, we saw 4 main pillars, right? With psychological safety, we have how to create spaces to share opinions without judgment. Then digital projects can unintentionally reinforce inequalities. So please, thinking about this inclusive part in the inclusion, where digital projects can reinforce inequalities even though we don't want to, try to write in the chat what barriers exist in online participation. Okay, just very briefly. We'll take some seconds, go to the chat and answer the question, please. What barriers exist in online participation? Just give some ideas. What barriers exist in online participation? Internet connection, super important. And we saw it at the very, very beginning. We also talked about it. We have the internet connection, technological literacy, different uses of different tools, time zones, prompt feedback. It's difficult sometimes. Language, the accents, it keeps breaking. Maybe we don't have English as a native language. Thank you. Okay. Language, perfect. Teamwork, thank you, Mahmoud. The time, sometimes it's tight, huh? Cultural approval, social things, lunch breaks, time schedules. Okay, missing real contact. Yeah, fatigue. That's one of the main things. Thank you. Okay, let's move to the next one. Digital well-being is a collective responsibility. That would be in the digital well-being, right? It's not only, sometimes we think the leader or the person who manages a session needs to do it all, but it's also part of, it's a shared responsibility. And also, here we are not going to answer in the chat, but think about what creates digital fatigue in your projects. Someone mentioned, let's see, someone mentioned fatigue. Yaroslava mentioned fatigue, no, is one of the barriers in online work and participation. So think about what it brings fatigue in your projects currently. Okay, you don't need to answer in the chat, but think about it. It's like, nowadays I realize that working in this project or in others that you're doing, this brings fatigue. Okay, this is something that I need to keep working personally, but also try to find a way to do it as a team. And then we have the unstructured schedule is something, okay, Mohammed, thanks for sharing. It brings fatigue, okay, and it can be something that people, one time is okay, but if it's something constant, can also be very tiring. And then we have the fourth pillar, which is responsible behavior. And then we have like this affirmation here. I wrote that online communication requires the same respect as face-to-face interaction. Because sometimes, we wouldn't think of like having someone in front, like person to person, asking a question and just looking at the person without answering. And that's something we assume as normal in online, in digital spaces. This is just an example. So there's still a person on the other side. Someone asked if AI was gonna substitute leaders or people in management, and I don't think so, as long as we also follow this sort of like basic communication tools of like trying to respond, not all the time because it's a big group, but trying to do that, which you are already doing, and thanks for that. But also this the same kind of respect as we have seen adapted to a digital environment. So with this is where I need you to take your pen and paper because we're going to do an activity. Okay, before you ask, don't worry, you will have a document I'll show you later with the activity we're going to do now. And you will also have the presentation. Okay, so now focus on the activity. Forget about questions, forget about the chat, please try to do the activity. And just show me your thumbs up when you have when you have paper and pen. The thumbs up in your, perfect. I see several. Thank you. Perfect. I'll wait 10 more seconds. There you go. They keep showing. Perfect. Okay. Thanks for the feedback, for the confirmations. We're going to do an activity. It's individual, okay? If you want to share something at the end, we might have some space, but the idea is that you keep it to yourself so far. That it's this time it's an individual exercise. So please do it because it might help you in the future. The first thing, we saw like leadership styles. Where are they? We have the autocratic, and we have the democratic, laissez-faire, transformational, facilitative, charismatic, transactional, situational, servant. And most people most people combine them. We don't have only one. We have we can have more tendency toward control versus participation, or we need structure and flexibility, or maybe when we start a project and we don't know the people, we need structure and then we can be more flexible. So, we need we have different types of leadership styles. Okay, someone asked at the beginning, which one is better, or which one do you prefer? My answer here is that I don't have a preferred one. Depending on the type of activity, the type of project, the type of team we're working with, we might need one or the other, even though we might not feel maybe comfortable with the one we need to take at least for a while. Okay, so just take a moment to scan the leadership styles. Okay, we'll see it later again. So just a couple of minutes. Let me check the time. Perfect. Check the styles. You will have these. Don't worry. Okay, now we are just doing an activity. Okay. And where do I look at myself? Here, we're seeing the 4 pillars I just showed before. And here, what I want you to do is choose the styles. Here, where you look at yourself rate yourself as a leader in each dimension. Here we have psychological safety, inclusion, digital well-being, and responsible digital behavior. So please go through the different micro descriptions you have below and try to place yourself from 1 being the lowest to 5 being the highest, where the style you naturally have. Okay, not the one you want to achieve, but where are you right now? Okay, it's something for you. So please, we'll take a couple of minutes so that to make sure you can all answer your leadership dimension. How strong are you at creating psychological safety? Do people feel heard and included around you? Do you try when you feel the fatigue? Do you have tools to make people feel they have with a high level of energy? Do you think about the ethical communication online, or you do it maybe naturally, or you need to think a bit more about it? Okay. Last 10 seconds. We all have different rhythms. Okay. 5 last seconds. Okay. We all have all of them, so please mark yourself between 1 and 5 where you think you're at now as a leader. Not where you want to be, where you're at. Okay, I'm gonna move forward to the next slide, okay? To the next point is my leadership style preference. Now, here you have all the leadership styles. As a leader, choose the natural styles that you use more often. As a leader, okay? We all use several ones. So first, which is the one you think you use more naturally? It can be autocratic, for example. In the second, okay, I feel also comfortable with charismatic sometimes. And third one, okay, situational. Okay, we're gonna take 3 minutes for this one. Okay, place yourself as a leader, where you are a natural, not where you want to go. Okay, where you are a natural at. Okay, one last minute. Remember, this is an individual activity. It's more introspection. We all have different tendencies, so try to write three of them, like a podium. Okay, which one goes first? Which one goes second? In our case, which one goes third? Okay, last minute. Okay, gonna move to the next slide, okay? Because now I'm asking you to think as a team member, what do you prefer? What type of leadership you prefer as a team member? Okay, so choose three. Your preferred one, like the second one in the podium, and the third one. Someone may lead autocratically, but prefer democratic leaders. Okay, and sometimes the leadership style we prefer receiving is different from the one we use naturally. Okay, so as a team member, what type of leadership do you prefer to receive? Try to do a podium, your three preferred ones. Okay, we'll leave one more minute. Very last seconds. Okay, let's move to the next slide, okay? Now, seeing all this, going through the leadership styles that we mentioned in the first session, I also left an article for those of you who were interested, so you have different materials. Now, what is my greatest strength as a leader? Okay, try to be concrete though. Do not write communication. You can write, I make people feel heard, or people say I'm very clear when I explain things, or people say that I'm very they feel good with me, they feel comfortable. Okay, try to bring it to the concrete. Okay, we'll give 1 minute for this one. Try to write it on a paper so that you can keep it for yourself later, besides sharing it in the group, please. Okay, we'll go to the second. Okay, 30 seconds, and we'll move to the next point number 5. Why do we meet by inclusion and empathy? Let's try to make it very, very concrete, to land it very, very well on what we mean before, besides inclusion, besides empathy. Okay, let's move. Number 5, okay? What is one area I want to improve as a leader? Okay, do you have any area that you say, I want to improve, I don't know, in feeling comfortable with silence? Just ideas, eh? I want to improve in what? Mhm. I am not reading the comments on the of the chat on purpose, okay? Because I'm trying to keep it an individual exercise. What is one area I want to improve? We have strength, but we also have points of improvement. What are those improvements, areas of improvement? Write it down, please. Write it on your paper. Maybe, well, was gonna say something ironic, but I won't. One of the things I need to improve is like, I know humor is not universal, and I keep trying to use my sense of humor, and sometimes I need to control myself because it's not universal. It's some people might not feel very comfortable with some humor styles. So perfect. Let's move to the next one, okay? And now I want you to think about an action that you will do in your next project, but right away. One action regarding what we have seen with like different type of leadership styles. We have seen different like inclusion, psychological safety, digital safety too. So one action that you will do, write it on the paper, please. Something it's your own personal commitment. Okay, it will take 1 minute. I'm going to give you examples, okay? For example, I'm going to ask quieter participants, no? Participants who usually don't say much for input. And how am I going to do it, right? What are the channels we've seen that we can ask for feedback or like participation? It can be avoid sending late night messages. I don't know if you communicate through WhatsApp or through other messages. It can be clarify meeting expectations very clearly at the beginning. It can be create more inclusive communication. Here's like how we can transfer what we've learned and other things that you have learned besides the training. Okay. And a short summary of this is like be reflective. Okay. Sometimes we jump when we say things like without reflecting much on them. When it's digitally, it stays there written, or we cannot just read the context of the person. If it's a message, like written message, it can be interpreted in different ways. So like reflection before speaking. Okay, be inclusive meaning like making sure everyone has a space to talk. We saw different digital tools, we saw different methodologies, different ways of making people fully inclusive. And maybe we have people with some different abilities. You know, they are blind, they cannot see, or they have hearing problems, or they have different ways of communicating. So what tools are we going to use to make sure, besides the language being English, maybe some people have different other languages, right? How do we manage? And be ethical. Ethics are not universal. We also need to do that. No, there's like a main one that dominates like the sphere, let's say, and especially when it's an international project from people with different countries. There's a Eurocentric approach that usually um, stays as ethics, but we need also, if we're going to do a long-term project or like mid-term project, we need to make sure that the work ethics are the same. We're on the same page. Otherwise, we can have big conflicts because ethics goes straight to our values. Okay, so it might be something, depending on what we are working with, we need to take into account. That's something I also learned by practice, thinking that ethics was like something universal, and it's not. Okay. And all this that we have seen is the leadership of our projects and our teams deserve. All this you will have. This is what you're gonna get. Okay, you will have the presentation, and then you will have these, and you can also use that with your teams, right? In the small team, let's say, how do we see leadership? How do we agree on leadership as a team? What is things we need to improve personally and as a team? So with that, it's not only a personal exercise I just ask you to do now, but also a team work. You can use this template to agree on the type of leaderships, on personal commitments, things that work, spaces you need to work on to keep improving. Okay. And I invite you also to spaces of introspection. Like sometimes we just need to write things down for us to know. Because we had a lot of silence in this activity. And sometimes, as we saw at the beginning, a lot of the first sessions, we don't feel comfortable with silence. We need to fill in the silence with voice or with words, but sometimes we need to do exercises in silence, and especially with no inputs, because in digital worlds, as we saw, we can have our phone somewhere, or we have been asked to write on a paper, but what we're doing is like we are answering on the chat. So sometimes we need like just do one thing, which is one of the challenges of the digital work. Okay, we saw that that communication, no, in the digital work deserves the same respect and some mechanics, the same thing. And I was asking all the time, please write it only on your paper. And I kept saying like a lot of people, many of you are writing on the chat is like, please just now we're doing something like introspection individual, please do it on your paper. This is something that we need to do. The listening, active listening part is very important. You did nothing wrong, but the purpose of the activity was to do the individual part without sharing, because sometimes we don't need to share all the answers, all the reflections, and all the thoughts we have. And it's also very, very, very important, okay? Because the answer might be a bit different, knowing that we need to share it, that we don't need to share it, okay? So also take this template. If it's useful for you, use it in your teams and make sure you leave the space, let's say, for the individual like assessment, the individual part. Okay, thanks anyways, because that means that you like all the participation means that you are super active in this training, which I really appreciate. Okay, just food for thought here when I was talking about this. And yeah, don't worry, you will have the presentation, you will have everything. Okay, as always, you can ask and you can have it. It's for you. So now, think about one leadership behavior or element that you want to improve after today. Very, very specific. Think about it. Don't write it. Think about it. Don't write it in the chat yet. Okay, we'll do it together. Think about one leadership behavior you want to improve after today. Think about it, type it in the chat, but do not press enter yet. Okay, we'll do it together. Okay, so please think about one leadership behavior or one leadership point, okay, that you want to improve starting today, after today's session. Okay, think about it. You can type it in the chat, but do not press send yet. Okay, we're gonna count to 3 and we're gonna do it together. I'm just gonna leave 10 more seconds. Something you'd like to, Sonia, not yet. Let's wait, we're gonna do it all together. Okay, type it, but do not press enter yet. Okay? Okay. It's fine. This last session is also to relax, to do a recap, okay? Okay, so type it, do not press yet, because we're gonna do it together when I say now, okay? Because we're gonna, one leadership behavior you want to improve after today. You can start in 1 hour, okay? So type it and we'll, 3, 2, 1. Okay, now you can share it now in the chat. Perfect. Great. We have active listening. Thank you. Manage expectations of those who I lead. Develop my facilitative skills is a ton. Thank you for playing the game, communicating my expectations clearly, emotional intelligence, long mind to listen my team, clarity, motivation, democratic leadership, structure, work less, digital well-being. Good. I like that one, Jitka. Making strong decisions under pressure as a project manager veteran, super important, eh? Transparency, inspiring, motivation, clarity. Thank you, partnerships, better distribution of tasks, more balance. My skills on innovation and recruiting of team members. Thank you very much for playing the game, for sharing partnership, all the different behaviors or elements you want to improve of your leadership. Thanks. Thanks for playing and for sharing. Perfect. I'm gonna close with this so that we can have like 10 minutes to talk. Ethical leadership, if we want to put it a label, okay, even though ethics are not international, but when we talk about ethical leadership, it includes facilitative leadership, as we saw in Module 1, intentional communication, as we saw in Module 2, constructive collaboration, how we build that in Module 3, transparent stakeholder management, who is important for us, who are we usually forgetting, okay, we saw that in Module 4, and inclusive and reflective leaderships, which we are seeing today as a recap, something that you we already know, but sometimes we need to put like an umbrella, right? A frame to it. Again, digital leadership is a continuous practice of communication, reflection, inclusion, and responsibility. Look, if we go back, if we think about here it's communication, reflection, inclusion, and responsibility. And if we go to your word cloud, that's what you brought here. You brought communication, you brought responsibility, you brought inclusion, you brought comprehension. So it's something that you as leader or as team members already know. And sometimes the difficult part is how do we activate those? No, what tools do we have? So hopefully you have had some ideas in this modules on you had some elements. Now you can pull the thread and keep working on something you already know, and I'm sure you're doing very, very, very well. Okay, so with that, thank you very much. We did this super quick recap today, but I wanted to do an individual practice where we thought about ourselves without sharing, without putting in the group, so that we could be honest, like 100% honest, without thinking about sharing with a big group or sharing with our peers. Okay, so with that, we're going to do a quick 2 question. Okay, readiness check as always in Slido, and we'll have time for some questions. Okay, oops, sorry. Well, that's okay. Go to slido.com. Okay, slido.com, or you can scan the QR code. If you go to slido.com, it's like 3510 588, the pin. Some of you want, you can share them. Okay. And after today's reflection, how aware do you feel about your own leadership style? More than before, not very aware, slightly aware, okay, very aware and reflective about my leadership. There's no wrong or right. Here is like, so that we can share our inputs and our surely the learning process of this module today. More than before, quite aware. Okay, please try to answer the Slido. Okay, 10 more seconds. Okay, thank you. Quite aware. Perfect. Some of you already knew a lot, so I'm not saying that we brought it all, but hopefully it brought you more awareness. Okay. So, and next, okay, what kind of digital leader do you want people to remember you as? Which one would you prefer? If you say, from the ones I've seen, autocratic, democratic, laissez-faire, autocratic, transformational, facilitative. There's no wrong, no right, okay? Just to see what's the tendency in this group, what's the trend when we think about digital leadership. Okay, 10 more seconds. It's in slido.com. Thanks for sharing, Emma. Okay, thanks for sharing. So charismatic seems to be the most popular one here, facilitative, and then democratic, transformational, situational, autocratic, and servant. Okay, this is just tendencies in the group, knowing that, sometimes we need to like sort of balance between them. Thanks for doing I'm going to stop sharing the screen now. Thank you for like doing the activity. Thanks for playing the game. Thanks for the Slido. As we have, I showed a little bit the summary of the modules. So thanks for. I hope the training course online module has a lot of materials and like ideas that you can use. This was just some practice during the different sessions. Hopefully, you also got some different methodologies or different activities that maybe you can use. They gave you ideas for you to do online. And now we have like 10 minutes for questions, right, and answers. Before going, please stay until the end because I see some of you want to create a WhatsApp group. I don't know, that's something with like as a project you can think. And also, if you have questions and answers, and please stay until the end because there's a survey that we really need to do for the training as a whole. So anyone has any question, answer, comments that you'd like to share, just raise your hands so that you can see. Okay, Jake, I think, Jake, go ahead, please.
Good afternoon from my end. How are you?
Good, thank you. How are you, Jake?
I'm fine. I want to say thank you for the great facilitation that is going on this morning. I I really appreciate being part of this digital training program. It has helped me and it's going to help me a lot. So due to some technical problems, I was unable to attend last Thursday. So my my inquiry has been as to whether we will have access to this lesson sent directly to our emails. So that's one question. And
Mhm.
I also recommend to this group that there is a need that we have a WhatsApp chat created for us as a family, as a global community where we can attend to any other project, maybe in the near month or time to come. So that's what I want to know.
Okay. Better maybe.
I think this is a question more directed to me. Yeah, when it comes to a fourth session, I think you mentioned that you were not present, right? I think I shared in chat already, and I can share it again. Our Digiskill website, and you can find all sessions there. So they are being recorded and published there. And second, when it comes to WhatsApp group, I actually like the idea. What we can do after, as Anna said, in the end, please stay because you need to fulfill post survey, and then I will take all emails from post survey, and then I will share the link the WhatsApp group, and everyone who wants to join, you can just simply click and you will be added there. I think that's actually much easier than to share numbers here in chat. So yeah, I think we can make group and then we can stay in touch for the future projects, for future Digiskill activities, or if you guys are organizing some activities for yourself, I would be happy to join your activities as well. So I think this group, WhatsApp group, is actually a very nice idea.
Hey, thank you. One thing, I did not attend the last module, that was module 4. So will I have access to certificate for the program?
That's the thing. Like now, first we need to do with my Digiskill partners. We will now search for participants who completed all the tasks. Like they were part of all sessions, they did all modules. And then if you have so many participants who did all modules, but they were present only 4 times, if you have few of them, maybe we will send certificates. But again, I need to make this decision with my partners first, so I can't do that on my own. It depends of how many people are there. So maybe we will close one of our eyes and say, okay, maybe let's give all participants certificate, even though rules were strict, I mean, kind of set since first session. But yeah, I will discuss that with them and then we will let you know.
Okay.
So we have Marcel. Um, they raised hand. So
Yes, I have one. Thank you very much for training or seminar because it really came in last hour in my work because I solved such a problems in not my team exactly, but I have a boss as a legal entity and she is not so okay with some good activities and it started to be toxic. So a lot of aha moments I got and also how to not stay stuck and not to blame myself in order to develop more. And also today it gave me a lot of information how to grow and that there's a lot of people willing to grow and they grow thanks to leader when he or she wants to learn a lot of or is vulnerable. And also leader in general is a good leader when he or she has got a good feedback from the team. So it's like both sides. So thank you so much, and for a lot of instruction and tools as well. So I'll be really happy to stay in touch in the WhatsApp group as well.
Thank you so much, Marcel, for nice words. Yeah, please just don't forget to fulfill post survey, and then I will share the link of WhatsApp link, sorry, with everyone from the post survey that when you fulfill it, because I will use all those emails from there. I think Sama?
Sama, there's just also one question in the chat, but Sama can go.
No, I'm seeing like just
Hi Anna,
raise hands first.
I just wanted to thank you so much for your efforts. I really learned a lot from you and from this course. And that's it. I really wanted to thank you.
Thank you, Sama. There's a lot, the modules, like the basis of everything as the content of the modules. And then I started from there, like building some activities maybe, but there's a lot of effort put like in the course per se. So thanks for sharing your feedback. Thank you. And Zainab, I hope I pronounce it right in the chat, asks, what is the quality you value most in leadership for you, Anna? So for me personally, if when I've been worked in a team and I had leaders, what works for me is laissez-faire and facilitative for me. But also sometimes I need someone to say, Hannah, stop. This is the limit. So I need an autocratic moment in the leadership. So I don't think there's like a quality. I would say if I have to say one, is trust. Trust and responsibility. Because if we trust the leaders and if we trust the team members, things are way smoother. We don't have all this all the time in the head. Will it be done or not? Or are they doing their job or not? Or do I have to do this? So trust and responsibility. Because if we are responsible, it's easier to build trust. So to me, I don't know if I think we are all leaders in that sense, right? If we are everyone in the team is responsible and we build trust, I think to me, those are the most important ones. But it's something personal, It's a personal opinion. Like you can have others, but to me, that's the two pillars that we can build a lot in the long term. Okay. I think Sabrina, we have time for one more, I think. Sabrina, thanks for the answers and for the questions, Zeynep. And Sabrina.
Hi, Anna, Vedran, and team. So I want to first of all to thank you so much for this great opportunity. I don't have a question per se, but I just wanted to take a networking initiative and ask, does your organization offer any internship positions, whether, I mean, remote, of course, but whether paid or unpaid? Do you have any internship positions?
Is this question for everyone? So
Yeah, for
My-
everyone, basically.
So if someone has it, yeah, I mean maybe we can contact Sabrina directly here in the chat, or maybe Sabrina, if you can give someone's email. I mean mine, no. But if someone else has it, yeah, maybe you can share info with Sabrina.
Okay, should I just share my email or can
Yeah,
I
you can
contact you?
share. Yeah, you can share it in chat section, and if someone is offering that, then they can simply send you email.
Okay, thank you so
I think
much.
it's much better, but yeah.
Okay.
There's no more questions, Anna, right? I don't see anything in the chat.
No, in the chat, I haven't seen any. I don't see any.
Okay. So if you want, yeah, do you want
You
me
can
do you
do the
want us
post survey.
yeah, do you want us to continue with post survey, Anna? Or
Yeah, I just want to give you space and thanks. Before doing the survey, in case someone leaves, thank you to all the partners, especially the participants, but especially the partners, for opening this space and for having me as a facilitator. Everyone made everything very easy for me, and with your support and communication, Emma, who's here, Vedran, Riyad, and the ones I'm forgetting, maybe I don't know, you're part of the team. Thank you very, very much. Okay, it's been great. And for the participants too. There's a lot of activity and that's always great. And sometimes a challenge to manage, but it's amazing. So thank you very much for that. With that, I wanna close, and up to you, Vedran or Emma.
So we are coming to the final part. Emma, if you can please share post survey link. And now I would ask all participants maybe to stop sending messages because it's very important that this link is the last because all participants needs to open it. So Emma just share the link. So please go to the chat section, click the link and please fulfill the survey. Okay? Usually we give 1 minute. I think 1 or 2 minutes is more than fine. Yes, Muhammad, we shared it's actually above your message right now, the link. So please go to chat section and let's wait maybe 2 minutes max. I think that's okay.
And maybe meanwhile, if you wanna turn on your cameras and see each other, that's super nice
For the picture.
for the picture and also for seeing.
Actually, I would like to take a picture as well. If you all participants, if you can turn on your cameras, I mean, who can, of course, that would be actually very nice.
If
Let
you
me
don't
take,
have, yeah.
let me prepare a screenshot. Just a second. Let's wait for others to turn on if they want. Just a second.
That's nice. That's nice.
Okay, so many people now. Perfect. Okay, I'll wait more. 5 seconds and I'll press capture. Okay, smile. Perfect. Thank you. So yeah, please don't forget post survey is in the chat.
Where can I find a link?
The post survey link is in the chat. It is in the chat.
Okay. It is where I see YMCA.
Yes, yes, please.
So let's wait maybe one couple of seconds more, but let me check actually. I usually open, but now I didn't let to see how many people already finished. Give me just 1 minute, please.
$14.
Okay, for now it's 17, but again, I just want to remind you that since there's 77 people, please fulfill the survey in order to receive certificate. Because I only see 17 people. So let's wait maybe 1 minute or 2 minutes more. Okay, now number is going up very fast.
Apparently, in my chat, I can
It's now 25.
Okay, 40. This let me remind last time for all participants who still didn't fulfill, please open the link and finish the survey. And I think with this we can conclude this meeting. Anna, if you want to say something, if not, then
Just last time, thanking everyone. I hope to see you soon. There's another training right in June. So for those who want to attend, like also veteran share the link. And remember for you, like filling the survey to make sure you have your certificates.
yeah, please.
Because
I'm
there's
like,
always a lot of then you will say veteran a lot of emails.
and then I will see,
Like,
like I will receive so many emails if they didn't. So that's I'm like trying to motivate people. Do it now, please.
and don't worry, I'm sure you learn a lot. You like you can have the presentations and um, you can access the modules. So hope you learn and thank you very much again for having me here these 5 modules.
Thank you so much, Anna. Like as I said, like it's always so nice listening to your sessions, and I can't wait for June training course. And also, Anna is doing webinar, Digiskill webinar next Friday. If someone is curious to join, I can share with you a link also via email. And I'm now reading comments. Yeah, when it comes to WhatsApp group, as I said 10 minutes ago, I can create the group and I will share the link on email, but only for participants who are doing survey. I will share with you guys, and then you can join, like with simple click, you can join the WhatsApp group, and then we can stay in touch.